been a while, but I am back. So this vlog is my first one, I think, for 4 months. I'm not sure. I've had a lot going on, all good stuff, but I'm back now. I'm ready to start vlogging again with my weekly vlog. And today, first one, I'm going to take you to my microneedling. So I've been having microneedling consistently, I would say, for the last year, and then before this past year, just on and off. Like, I do a session, like 4 sessions, and then left it. So I started it again last year for the wedding and had the best results. My fine lines around my nose, just my skin texture, my little dark spots. So I'm keeping it going. So I'm going to do 4 months, 2 months off, 4 months on, 2 months off, forever if I can. So they've just creamed me up, got my numbing cream on, be here for about 10-15 minutes, and I'll try and get a video while I'm having it done. Obviously it's hard, there's not like an instant before and after. This is over time, so it helps to produce collagen. It works, my understanding is, by the needles, the micro wounds. So when your skin is healing, it's obviously then producing collagen. So dark spots, fine lines, wrinkles, elasticity in the skin. It's also definitely helped around my under eye, which because I'm lying down, it always looks a little bit worse, but that's also a mixture of the CO2 as well. Obviously you can't see my dark spots under here, but I've just got some fine ones there. So I do my own neck, which I'm actually going to show you tonight once I get home from work, so I'll put that in the vlog. But I always feel like, obviously, I don't know, it's probably a bit swollen, but just directly after having microneedling, my skin's always really plump. I know that I'm really red, a little bit of bleeding there. So that's it. So I just got home. I'm going to make some food. I'm starving, and I've been really good over the past, I don't know how long, a long time, not ordering takeaways, not just grabbing bits. So we do Hello Chef, so I'm cooking one of the meals now. Sea bream, it's meant to be sea bream and mashed potato, but I'm going to do sea bream and air fried fries. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, so let me show you my roses. They're just opening up now. Gorgeous. I didn't get a card though, because Joe doesn't agree with cards. I got him a card. Start making the food, don't worry, I'm not going to turn this into a cooking show, but just so we can have a little catch up. The glasses I've had for a while. I have started to notice over the past week maybe that when, especially at night time, I'm reading a lot more on my Kindle. So I don't know if it's just because I'm reading more, like the weather's gorgeous at the moment, so I'm getting home in the afternoons and I've been reading for like an hour, 2 hours. I'm going to share a little bit more in this week's podcast, actually, as what's been going on, what's changed. Anyway, so I've noticed that when I've been getting into bed and reading my Kindle, my eyes have been really tired, like feeling like they're itchy or something, or the tickly as I've been reading. So I've had to put my book away, even though I haven't necessarily felt tired, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I'm hoping that I don't have to go back to wearing my prescription glasses. Now the prescription is only tiny and it's only for reading, but I don't want to be a part of that because I think it's a bit of a conspiracy that lots of people need to wear glasses. So I'm hoping it's just that because I have been doing a little bit more on my iPad and reading my Kindle more, that I just need the blue blockers. So these are blue blockers. I had the prescription taken out of these and it's just UV light blue blockers. So I'm going to start wearing these a little bit more, especially when I'm on the phone and artificial light and whatnot, trying to not put the big lights on. Anyway, so let's see, let's watch this space. They actually really need cleaning. That's better. So I'm going to do a proper update from the wedding. So I'm married now since my last vlog. So I'm going to do a proper update in my podcast. And I've decided not to post my podcasts anymore on YouTube. My YouTube now, this YouTube's just going to be for my vlogs and wellness, and my other YouTube I am going to start filming videos for. I'm ready for it now, but again, I'm going to go through a little bit more in the podcast. So this is what I'm making, but with chips instead of mash. Obviously the dogs have just come running in because they can hear. Let's give the dogs a bit of cucumber.
This is a big one. This is a big cucumber.
So the dogs are on a diet. So this is their little snacky / treat. So all of them are on a diet, but particularly Ted. So we noticed that Ted had gone really fat. Well, we hadn't. When my dad came at Christmas, he was telling us that Ted was fat, and we obviously didn't notice it as much. We knew he was chubby. What he did, I looked at a picture of him and he doubled in size. So what I actually did was I used ChatGPT to ask how much food should we, because we use raw food and it doesn't tell you, it doesn't say like half a cup or whatever. So I asked ChatGPT, and I bought some scales, and when I actually weighed out the food, we were giving him triple. So no wonder, but he was always so tired and lethargic, and we just thought he was the lazy dog. But no, it was because we were giving him too much food, and he was obviously just full and had a bad tummy, and I feel so guilty. So now they're allowed cucumber, that's their treat, and then obviously their raw food. So because the dogs are on a diet as well, they've got these new mats, because we're trying everything to just make them feel more comfortable. They eat so fast. They are tiny little dogs, and their food is gone within 30 seconds. But again, I think that was also adding to the discomfort of Ted. So we bought these lick mats that are actually really good. Now they're all looking at me because it took them about 48 hours to learn that sucking sound when we pull up the mats. So they're waiting. They think they're getting something, but they're not. Sorry guys, it's not that time. As well as Joe not really loving mash, mashed potato is my favourite, but because I haven't had another cholesterol test since my cholesterol test in April, I'm going to have one next month, so it's just coming up to a year. Fingers crossed it's gone down, because I haven't had full fat milk, I haven't really had butter. Like, I could probably put the amount of butter I've had this year since the cholesterol test in a small butter thing. So, of course, when I get that done, I'll give everyone an update. So yeah, the reason that I don't have the mashed potato now is because obviously with air fried chips, you can put olive oil on, you can control, and I put loads butter. Then you need a lot of butter in your mashed potato. Like, I'm British, we love butter and mashed potato. So I've forfeited my mashed potato, my love of mashed potato, for my cholesterol. So, I know this is a really weird angle, but you buy the air fryer. So, I'm gonna, that steam on my freshly microed face. So I'm gonna put the the garlic that came with the Hello Chef, Hello Fresh, it's the English version, is it? In the chip, with a little bit of Parmesan. And I know that's not very cholesterol friendly, but only a little bit, like not even half the tub.
And you had mentioned this to me last time you were here. You mentioned that there was a woman who claims that there was like incisions on her stomach.
The olive oil,
and you
chug,
basically
chug,
tested on exactly
and that is it. So give it a stir. The air fryer, honestly, if you haven't got an air fryer, we were behind on the air fryer game. So I'm guessing most people watching this will have an air fryer. How grown up. How grown up. I laughed when my sister got excited about having an air fryer, and then fast forward, I'm going to put a bit more cheese on. Fast forward a few months, we got one, and never looking back. Honestly, my best purchase of 2025, still holding it, the dishwasher. We did not have a dishwasher, and the amount of times, the amount of discussions that we were having, who's doing the dishes, who's tidying up. Now I do most of the cooking, so I do most of the cleaning as well, because I've got the afternoon, so we have a new schedule now. I cook and clean because I'm at home more, and let's start the air fryer. Okay, and I'll show you these after, because these are going to be delicious.
That is understandable, right? But his opponent's just being removed from farming.
Now, there's a couple strange things here. There's keyboards.
So I've got to go back to work in about an hour. So I'm going to sit outside. Obviously I can't go in the sun because I've just had my face done. So I'm just going to sit, excuse you, with the dogs on the sofa in the shade. I could move my swing chair actually, but the washing's there, so I'm just going to sit here and read. Hello. Oh, the book that I'm reading is another conspiracy. I do think it's true, so I don't think it is a conspiracy. It is the trans with a C, transformation of America. It's a survivor of the MK Ultra and Project Monarch. So check it out, Kathy O'Brien. It's really good. It's a bit hard hitting, so if you are sensitive, I guess, to real life things, then don't read it, because it does go into a bit of detail, but it's all about these satanic cults and pedophiles and how they control people by their mind, presidents, prime ministers, royal families, all of the above. We all manage to fit on here as well. For now, until someone walks past the back gate and they all start running off. Oh, okay. And this book's also free on Kindle Unlimited, not sponsored. I nearly forgot to show you, so I don't have my stand in here either. So we're gonna have to try and prop my phone up somewhere. So this is what I use. So I do my neck and my chest myself. So it's a derma roller rather than the derma pen, the microneedling that I have done at the clinic. So I'll show you how I do this very quickly. I'll just find something to prop my phone up on. Okay, so the light is not great in here. I'm just gonna have to hold. So anyway, you get your little roller. I've already started because I nearly forgot to start recording. But you do both directions, so across, and then other side of the neck, go across, and then you go up and down. So you cover all bases. So I've already done my chest, that's why it's a little bit red. And then same thing on the neck. So up and down. What are you growling at, Dorothy? No, Dorothy's growling. Now, when you first start this, it is a little bit pinchy, but I guess it is little needles, so, and then you go across. So the main thing is you go up and down, and then across, and then I do under, and very careful not to get the areas that they've done today because they've already been done, and I don't want to cause any irritation there. So yeah, I do this for about 5 minutes, maybe less. Just making sure that basically I'll know the areas that I haven't done because they're not red, and then I'll just go up and down. And then what I use is just a gentle moisturiser, which I will just show you the products I've got. So my main, concern is, or concerns, hydration, of course, anti-aging, and a nice strong barrier on my skin because I'm doing these treatments. So I use a ceramide moisturiser. I'll show you because they're in my drawer. But once, when I've had my microneedling, I don't use everything. So just beef talc, just moisturiser. So no retinols. I've actually stopped using retinol, actually. I've started using acrotin, or is it tretinoin? So I did a little bit of research. So it's a little bit stronger than retinol. I think I've built up a tolerance to retinol because I've been using retinol for a few years and I felt like I wasn't seeing any real differences, especially in my little dark spots. So with a mixture of microneedling and just changing the retinol, yeah, and that's it. And this is what I'm using daily, nightly. I'm not going to show you everything. I'll show you that once I start using them again. It's really good. Okay, so it's next day. I was just on the way to work. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I always leave the house and we have an automatic door, you know, you shut the door and it's locked, but then we also lock it with the key because we both have anxiety that we feed into each other that the door's not locked. So I just pulled off and then had to pull up because I need to go and check if I'd shut the door. Anyway, I wanted to show you my skin this morning. I might as well do it before I set off. Got a little bit of a wound on my nose, but cheeks are just a bit pink. Got loads of the ceramide cream on, chest, neck, face. So yeah, I always just look like I've had a bit of a scuffle. Very direct next morning. Very direct next morning? You know what I mean. Anyway, I'm just after work. I'm going to do a class and then I have a class, but I feel a bit groggy today. I am coming to, I think I've got about 3 days to the end of my cycle, maybe 4, but I do feel like I need to come home and have a nap. I've got a late class tonight. Usually I take myself across the park to do some yoga, but let's see, maybe I'll feel a bit better once I start moving. But yeah, I don't feel 100%. I'd say I feel about 75% today. Not cold, but just, I don't know, like I could be coming down. I haven't had a cold, touch wood, since we went to Finland in 2023. Was it 23? Yeah, so I've done well. Joe was sick all over Christmas. I was really worried about getting something before the wedding. So I might come home, take some vitamin B because I didn't do it this morning. And then maybe I won't go to the park. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here and just telling you things that you don't need to know my inner thoughts like this. Anyway, I'm off to work. I had a little bit of energy. I've just done 20-minute flow for this week, heart opening flow. So I am going to go home, have something to eat. I think I'm going to have a nap. Definitely hormonal tiredness. When you just feel like, really groggy. So I've got a few hours now so I can nap, eat, cook tea, and then I've got my next client in 4 hours. I'm also going to record my podcast. I'm sorry, I've just realised I'm recording this and my keys are probably jingling in the background because I'm holding my keys on my phone at the same time. Anyway, I just wanted to check in and tell you that when you are tired, a little bit of something does help. So even if you've only got 20 minutes movement in you, try it, go for a walk. I really didn't feel like it, but I do feel all right now. Cooking again today, glazed prawns with rice. It should have been sushi rice, but they didn't send any. However, we had some spare rice in the cupboard. Anyway, what I wanted to just show you was these things. So I know I said this morning when I was going to work that I didn't feel great. I take these. So I've got an osteocare, which is mainly for calcium, bones and whatnot, and then the B complex, which is really good. It gives me a real boost. So I don't take them every day. I bet these probably last me about a month, maybe a month and a half. So every other day, every few days, because I do take cod liver oil and vitamin D, and I have quite a good diet, so I try not to take too many supplements. I have protein shake, and I have electrolytes, which are coming also today. I'll show you those once they get here, just in case you're interested, because I know a lot of people always ask me like, what do you take, what supplements? I try not to take too many, try to get them through my diet. I do believe that if we eat well, we don't need all of those supplements. Excuse the hair, I need to shower. I've just been lying down and my face is healing. So I've got two more classes today, and then I get to go to bed. I am still a bit meh. I'm just off to meet my friends for a coffee. You know, when you've done your hair in one space and then you come outside, and I haven't really I like to curl the ends. Maybe I'll just keep it tucked behind my ears. Anyway, so, but it's Lent. It's only whatever, day 3. And I said that I'm not having takeaway coffee. So technically it's not a takeaway coffee because I'm sitting in and eating. So the main thing for the coffee, I'm still having coffee. I'm making coffee in the morning. I have a decaf anyway. Just that I was getting into the habit of going to Starbucks, excuse me, before my classes or after my classes, or, you know, I don't need to go Starbucks most days. So that was the thinking behind that. And also, I'm not eating out unless I have to. So for example, on a Tuesday when I'm working and I've got 2 classes and I have to have breakfast, otherwise I'll be starving, then I'm going to eat out. But I'm trying not to eat out until we go on the honeymoon, unless it's our date night, because I get a treat on a date night. So I'm not going to eat today. I've got food in the house. I'm going to try my best to stick to Lent. The coffee doesn't count because it's not takeaway. Because otherwise, I'd just be having a Coke. So I'm still, or I don't even like Coke. So I never finish a Coke, and Coke's got caffeine and I don't do caffeine. I only have decaf, you know, so I'm not just going to sit there and have a glass of water. So that's where I'm going. I also made the promise to myself that this year, because I'm always wearing yoga stuff and I always feel really boring when I wear clothes. Like it's so hard here because it's hot. Obviously now it's winter, so you can still get away with a bit more, but it's warm today. It's 30 now. So I wanted to start wearing a variety of clothes, and I've ended up just putting black shorts, not black shorts, denim shorts and a black top, because we're only going to the golf club, and then I don't know if we're inside or outside, and I don't want to be too fancy just for the golf club. So this is, I was going to wear a t-shirt, so this is an upgrade to the t-shirt, but yeah, I just feel like I need to branch out a little bit more because I'm always in yoga gear. I've brought new yoga stuff. I don't know if anyone else feels like that. Sometimes you just get bored of your clothes, but then here, like, I love wearing my Adidas and my Fred Perry, but it's just warm. Like, I can only wear those things if I know that I'm going to the mall and I'm not really going outside because it's too hot outside for thick things like that. Anyway, let's go to the golf club. So I just realised I was meant to do a sign off from the vlog. I'm trying to get in the sun because I'm also going to show you, there we go, the microneedling skin. So it's 1 week after. And yeah, no dry skin, redness is gone. And I want to point out the dark spots. So the dark spots are around here somewhere, and now they're barely visible. So I'm just going to keep you updated. Every time I go, we'll have a little journey together. I just want to say thank you for watching. I know I've been AWOL. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll do a deeper dive into skincare. Now I'm all back on using all of my skincare, because obviously after microneedling, you have to use the very, very basics, very small, for about 4 or 5 days. So it's been a week now, so I will share all of that because people do always ask. I'm very minimal when it comes to my skincare. I used to have everything and then I really pulled back. So I will share that maybe in this one. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.